minute is 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
And welcome. And
hello there.
So we're sort of having a bit of a discussion about Kev trying to get in. He's having a bit of a few technical issues, and suddenly realised it's gone 8 o'clock. So my apologies. 8:04 to be precise. So better late than never. I'm not sure what Marcus is doing. Trying to get his
I was trying to Jackie my phone.
I think he's trying to get 5G. I think. Anyway, welcome to the show, and hope everyone's had a good day. I think a few people were saying, but the weather in the UK, I've got one of them. Yeah, passport, Jackie. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
It was that little drone. That was that little pretensy.
Oh,
the star of the library presentation.
The 2024 South. I don't know where mine's in a box somewhere.
Well, this was at the Meridian Library, and the kids
so much fun.
When it did a flip, they just loved it.
I'm not allowed to fly it indoors though.
I've just got to move Marcus up there because I'll keep looking up at Marcus. He's down there. What's he doing down there?
Yes, I can catch better. Marcus, just put it straight on the show.
I've just got to add someone to the screen. 1, 2, 3, go. Bish. There he is. No, he's gone. Where's he gone? Back.
Yay!
Right, moving everyone around again now.
Made it.
Who's that?
Seriously, Steve, the kids love this thing.
Are you back? Have you moved around the other way, or your camera?
No, he's reversed, and he
Look.
Your camera's reversed, Kev. You're sitting the opposite. I don't know. You'll be right.
He's here. Don't touch anything.
Terry, you had a question?
I said, did you fly it in the classroom?
I did, yes, and I did some flips.
Oh yeah,
and the noise was unbelievable. The cheer that erupted,
and the crowd went mad.
Yeah,
yeah, indeed, rock and roll.
So you were in this school, Marcus, doing a presentation to introduce kids to drones, yeah?
Exactly right. So I flew that little guy, and then I also got out our Neo, our favorite Neo.
Excellent.
But because there wasn't much room, I just had the Neo hover and do the track where it just followed you, looked around. But then we went outside and I flew the Air 3S.
Wow!
And even the parents let out a big gasp when I did a full speed droney, pull away shot.
It's great to see. The thing is, when I've been flying in the past, I'm sure we've all experienced it, and you get onlookers come past it, and they. Most of the time, I'll use the word, and people are just fascinated by it. They really are fascinated. And you show them the screen on them, because
especially if you've never seen one before, it's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me say this. There's the popular opinion nowadays is that kids don't have a very long attention span.
Yep.
Trust me, those kids were paid rapt attention the whole time. It was about a little over an hour presentation.
Wow.
They were all right there interested. And furthermore, they asked some really good, intelligent questions too. So don't pay attention to everything you read in the news and so forth. These kids, they're sharp.
They looked about, 8, 9 years old? Something like that, were they?
Yeah, so everything from a first grader through a sixth grader.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the parents are sitting there going, Marcus, so just tell me.
I don't know what happened, Steve. But yeah, I think
you've added the stream again, Kev.
That was a secret question.
Hang on. I'm not sure, Kev, you just added another camera on the screen. Hang on. What's going on here? It's all going wrong.
Yeah, we're not hearing Kev at all.
No, hang on. Kev, can you hear me? Nope, hang on. Just
Yeah,
He can hear us, but we can't hear him.
Let me think. I'll sort it out. Hang on. I'll sort
No.
Tanya's in Iowa.
it. Where are you, Kev?
Can't hear him laughing. I can see him laughing now.
Anyway, Steve, to answer your question, the questions I got from the parents were often, what drone should I buy?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
That's good, indeed.
Yeah.
Right, okay, we're going to sort of press on. We are running a bit on the late side, and Kev, I'm sure Kev will sort himself out in a minute. And let's have a quick look in the chat.
Yeah.
Who's in there? We got Suzanne, we got Mark, we have me. No, I'm there. Yeah.
Laurie,
Tanya's in.
Bud, Johnny, Mac.
Trouble is, I go all the way
Helen,
down. Oh, Justin's here. Justin,
Tanya in Iowa.
John
She's on
Olsen,
Dave Cullen,
Jason's in.
just come back from Bratislava.
and Caroline's in the house.
Sweet Caroline.
Okay.
Couldn't hear you singing, Kev.
Stephen
Oh,
Knowles-
God.
Stephen-
Okay,
Stephen
he's retired.
Stephen Knowles in- Keith,
He's gone into retirement mode.
Laurie,
Yeah.
Terry.
Is it hot out there by the dam, Terry?
Barkley,
Yeah,
we're the
that's
Angel Air Show.
Elton
Can't hear
Dam,
the
we were
chat. So
flying
enjoy the stream.
last week.
That's right, Barkley. Just watch on catch up, mate. TNT.
Here comes
Johnny Mac.
Keely.
Karen's in the house.
Oh, there's Linda.
And here comes a cup of tea.
Hi, Linda.
What's a cake? Oh, Sally. James C. Drones the Media. Dave Cullen's in the house. Steve Sutton. Colin's in the house. See Colin?
Yeah. FPV Emperor.
On Bud. And who else?
Harvey's
The
in.
list goes on. Harvey's I can see
Aidy's
Harvey Erdron. I'm sure he's in there somewhere. Tanya's in the house.
Norm's in.
Tanya.
And
Hello,
Karen's in.
Mark.
And Mark R. White. Right, okay. So if
Okay,
I
I got one thing I got to say real quick, though, Steve, before you get going.
What are you doing down there? Get up there. Yes.
I got one important thing to say.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Haley!
Woo!
Happy birthday, Ailey.
I know when you watch
hear
the
it.
show on catch up, Haley. I'm sure she will. I'll tell her she's got to.
I hope she liked your Christmas present, a birthday present.
For those that don't know, Haley is our fearless leader, Steve's lovely wife.
Yep, she is. Yep. Yep, she said she's 25 today. I said, yeah, turn the numbers round the other way, love. I said, I'd turn my numbers round, they still say the same number. Think about
What,
it.
77?
88.
Or 77. It could be, or 88, or 99, or 100 and 100. No, no, no.
Marcus can rotate his numbers 180 degrees and they're the same now.
That's
What?
true. That's very, I
Sorry,
didn't
Mark,
think of
Lincoln's
that.
gone.
we must. We must.
My dad's favorite number.
We must press on and bring on our special guest because
Yes.
he's probably eating all the sausage rolls. So here we go.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
And here he is. There you go. Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Not bad, cool.
The screen around all over the place like I always do.
He's in Terry's house.
Yeah, I've lent in my other house.
Hang on a minute. How did you get there? There.
Transport.
One I invited him over.
It's nice weather there, Mike. You got nice
Yeah,
weather.
lovely.
Yeah, it looks like I like the pool. It's nice pool. Yeah, I like that. Terry had one very similar to that last week, but he probably sold out.
Some place.
Same place. So do you actually house share that one, do you? Or
Yeah, that's his other house. When he's not in the UK.
Yeah.
wish I had a house like that. Who lives house? Anyway, Mike, welcome to 1 hour of madness for about 55
It's
minutes.
my Uber house.
So yeah, obviously Mike lives down in sunny Essex. It's probably about 60 miles from where I live.
Place called Tolls at the end of the world.
And he lives
You guys flew recently, though, didn't you, together?
second.
Pardon?
When did you fly? When's that?
Last
thing behind you?
Sunday.
Yeah, there he is, look.
There he is,
Just there.
holding up the banner.
That was a great video.
I must. It was a. I mean, I ended up with gigabytes of video footage, and I thought I could probably made a movie, to be honest with you, the amount of footage I had. We were asking Tom Cruise to sort of join us, you know. But you know, it's just amazing. It's not all the textures and the light ship and the lighthouse ship and whatever. That was great fun. We had a good time, didn't we?
Oh yeah, just would have been better if the tide was up.
Yeah. So we're going to go back down to Salisbury now just to see when the tide's up, because you get all the ships there.
Then you'll have the boats, won't you? Yeah.
Because the ships can't get very far in all that mud.
No.
But as you saw, they're all sort of leaning sort of one side, feeling sorry for themselves. But
It's a bit sad when they're leaning like that, don't they?
Mike's very fortunate to live and have it on his doorstep, and yeah, very much so. It's not far from you. It's what about, well, in the car, but 5 minutes down the road, isn't it? So it's great. And he's got a great cafe there as well. As I said in my video, there's a cafe there. The food is great. It was all Mike's fault. We went down there early because he wanted to have some breakfast. So, of course,
Oh, that sounds like a good plan.
it would have been sort of wrong of us to ignore him and to have breakfast.
I mean, you know, that's sort of part of a drone seeker's meat, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
always food involved.
What normally happens, Mike, is actually they go for first, then eat the food. But
Well, we've done it both ways round.
it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, generally, there are
So,
2 cups of coffee,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Some of them
Mike,
you drink, others you spill.
1.5.
Mike, when did you start for drones?
Well, I looked at my YouTube videos, and the first YouTube video I did was about 10 years ago. But that was with a Phantom 2.
Wow.
But my first drone was a Blade 350 QX, which it didn't have a gimbal. You just attached a GoPro underneath it. So obviously there weren't, you know, it was just like this, and you just put the drone up in the sky
Hope for the best.
and done a quick twirl, and you didn't see you hadn't got a clue what footage you were taking until you got down, you know, until you got it down.
Surprised when you
put
get
the
back.
memory card in you.
And of course,
Computer at home.
I mean, the footage. I mean, I guess the footage must have been
Yeah,
a
they
bit.
weren't rock steady.
No. I mean, the thing is, with like the Osmo cameras now, I mean, they are reasonably steady, but I'm sure attached to a drone, they probably wouldn't be that great, would they? Really, I don't think any camera would be, but
But you know, I was more worried about them flying off, because you used to get that Blade 50 QX. You have a lot of flyaways.
right.
Oh. So then you
I mean,
lose
you
your
used to have
drone and your
flyaways.
camera.
You used to have flyaways with the Phantom 2s as well.
Yeah.
But I never touch wood.
Hey, Mike, I
never-
bet
never
the
happens to me.
flyaways are where you got some of your best footage.
That's good.
So did they serve black pudding? Yes, they did serve black pudding, and I must admit, when I look at it, I sort of go, I have to determine. No.
Johnny Mac says black pudding rules, even if it gives me heartburn.
I'll tell you
yes.
what. I'll tell you a place.
Black pudding. A black pudding sandwich
No, I'm not a big fan of
with
black
a cup
pudding.
of tea and milk.
Well,
And tea,
black pudding. Ugh.
Marcus.
Terry's going to take me for a full English breakfast when I come to Spain. So
Excellent.
Oh, you get full.
I will indeed.
Full
I might
English.
even cook you one in the campsite.
It's a full English.
Have a ranch breakfast. Things on toast.
Anyway, we're going to watch some videos because
Yeah, let's see some
everyone's
months.
going about black pudding. Don't talk about black pudding. Don't. Marmite. It's wrong to sound on subject. Right. Okay. Video number 1, and I've forgotten what it is, but enjoy the video. What a
Wow.
So good.
That was my first flight of the Mavic 4 Pro.
Was it? Oh wow.
Yeah,
You know, Mark just said.
nervous.
Mark just said, "Can you actually tell us?" So there we are, Mark. That was filmed with the Mavic 4 Pro. Yeah.
Right.
So one of the things I noticed there, Mike, that I thought was just a brilliant shot, a lot of people shoot cruise ships, but what you did in that one that I've never seen before is going the full length of the ship with that 90-degree down shot.
Yeah,
That was really cool.
that's good. But it's better when you actually, because that was actually part of the ship when I done that. But I've done another ship where the ship actually comes in and you're dead still looking right down, and it
Oh,
goes
yes.
in and comes out.
Yeah, good way of doing it.
But I was a bit nervous because obviously big ship. I don't want to crash into it.
Yeah, Chuck was just saying, black pudding, yuck. We saw that in Scotland Landing. No, thank you.
Yeah. No. Kev, say
Lord,
something.
that's
Let's see your
absolutely
mic's
amazing.
working.
Say something.
Yay!
Yeah, there you go. Say something.
What amazes me about Tilbury though is you'd think then cruise ships would go out at high tide, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But that was low tide.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, how much water does that ship draw? I mean, because I looked it up, that tide, the deep spot in the Thames there at low tide's 5 meters.
Wow.
You'd think it'd take more than that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Especially if
gotta
it's
be more
loaded.
of it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
got
what
to
I'm
be
just
more under
thinking.
the
I mean, those cruise ships have about 2,000 or 3,000 people on as well, don't they?
Yeah.
As much as less the weight of everything else. Well, but yeah, that's 5 meters. And perhaps if there's anyone who knows about cruise ships, how much of the cruise ship is underwater? We
Yeah,
get
come on,
less than
somebody
5
will
meters
tell us.
because otherwise it's grounded, scraping along the bottom. So when it pulled out, was it under its own steam then, Mike? It wasn't being pulled out by
No,
tug.
that was well, yeah, no, it had a tug behind it.
Oh,
Well, there was a few tugs.
Yeah, that
Yeah, no, I
was
presume
pushing it out. It just
He was
pushed it
going
out.
out on his own steam, wasn't he?
Yeah. That was a brilliant video.
Oh, John Cooper's has joined us. Where is he? Oh, yeah. Hi, John.
John for ages.
Our resident FPV flyer.
Yeah, the original.
In there, indeed. Right, okay. So, drones you fly now then, Mike? You've got the Mavic 4 Pro.
Air 3, Mini 4 Pro, Avata 2, and I've got a Neo as well now.
Excellent.
Oh,
So,
Yeah,
but
he's a drone
I actually done well to not buy the 3S.
well, to be fair, I would say because you've got the Mavic 4, probably make the Air S redundant. Well, not redundant, but I mean, it's sort of surplus to requirements, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of the Mavic 4 Pro. You people that can actually buy.
No, we say you can't fly it, Marcus.
You'll get it eventually, Marcus. It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
What's it now, though?
And I heard last night that Trump's going to ban DJI in America. That won't happen, surely.
Well, so he signed 3 executive orders on Friday, and that's what, Mike, that's what everybody thought was going to happen, that there would be an outright ban, but there wasn't. So that's encouraging, and there was some actually positive things in some of those executive orders about flying beyond visual line of sight, etc. However, we still have a big hammer hanging over our heads. I'm getting in the weeds here, I know, but last year they in the Defense Authorization Act, they put a codicil in there that one of the American departments in the government would have to review DJI drones and prove and show that they do or don't cause a security risk. However, it did not name what department needed to do that. Now, the way the bill reads, if that is not done, DJI automatically goes on what they call the FCC covered list, and we won't get any more new DJI drones if that happens. And we've got till the end of the year to see if that happens. So that's kind of the big bugaboo that's hanging over us now.
It's a shame. I mean, if it does happen, it's what can I say? It's just, it's not good for anyone, really, is it? But
I agree. It's not good for anybody.
Could you come to England though and buy a drone and take it back?
Okay, so I wonder about that, Mike, or go up to Canada, which I'm relatively close to Canada. However, when you cross the border to come home, if you purchase something like that, you need to declare it. So I don't know what would happen then. I know people that have gone up there and got them and brought them home. I didn't ask them if they declared it when they crossed the border.
Yeah.
Personally, I would. I don't want to break any rules, so I would declare it.
But could you say though? Could you say that? No, I suppose you can't say you took it with you.
Well, or for instance, Steve, I'll give you another thing. Is our friend Lauren that lives in Calgary? Could he say, "Hey, I bought Marcus this drone as a gift," right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I went to the Canary Islands years ago and bought a video camera, and of course I bought a video camera to actually use there. So obviously the packaging, I took it out of the packaging. I want to use it, it. And when I took it back, I didn't even think about it because technically, should you? But I just took it back. It's mine. I didn't say
Well, it was second hand at that point, Steve.
Indeed, yeah. You make it second hand, yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't.
So let me. I've crossed before, and they always ask you if you have anything to declare. I don't know,
Would they be talking about? I mean, okay, when we come back, they sort of ask, have you got anything to declare? You used to talk about sort of cigarettes and alcohol because people used to smuggle lots and lots of cigarettes into the UK because you go to Poland and somewhere where they're not a tenth of the price, and they bring bucket loads of them back and sell them or whatever. But I don't know. As you say, breaking the law. If you get caught, you get it confiscated. You've lost money. So, is it worth the risk? I don't know.
I like Johnny Mac's comment.
What's he say?
Those drone sniffer dogs will get you.
Yeah.
Drone sniffer dogs.
So Mark Degg is just saying, have somebody from Canada bring it over. I suppose you could do that.
Someone from Canada bring it over and leave it there.
Because it's legal to have in the United States. It's got an FCC approval and all that.
Right.
But I don't know.
What about John Coopy's comment where he says if it ends up on that FCC covered list, even if their products get taken across the border, they won't be legal to fly?
Yeah.
She's talking about future products, and that is absolutely true.
Right.
So the FCC, what they do is obviously Federal Communications Commission. They approve anything that emits a radio signal, right?
Yeah.
And it's got to be approved and licensed. And obviously drones, that's a big part of it. So they have to have them approved before they can sell them in the United States. So while it wouldn't affect existing products, new products would be, we wouldn't be able to get them.
Well, it wouldn't be covered, would they? Because the FCC wouldn't approve them, and that's
Anything new will be a problem. Says,
Anyway, you're lucky to be able to. Why is it okay for countries like Canada, the UK, and the rest of the world? They're not having a problem with DJI drones, but the US is. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it is banned, I just hope it doesn't become widespread, as in the UK for our intents purposes. But who knows? Who knows? We don't know. But anyway.
Nobody knows yet.
No. Right. Okay.
Anyway, we're stealing Mike's time.
We are.
Yeah, let's watch another video.
We're gonna roll another video because time is pressing on. We've got lots to cover. We've got lots to do. So let's roll a video.
Good location. That
That's a good place to fly.
Yeah,
need more places like that.
Oh, that was obviously the Air 2S, yeah, Mike. I'll take it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what?
Was that the
No,
Avata?
the Air 3 and the Avata 2.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's nice. So, James, I'm trying to work out what this all says. Anyone know?
It comes up
Yeah.
correct on YouTube, but it doesn't look right in our restream.
I'm just looking at it.
It's
What the hell? Red face heart.
red face heart shape. Yeah.
I've always wondered.
Hey, everybody. Jackie posted Mike's channel, so
Yeah.
click on that.
Go
give
and
him a
check it out because I mean, Mike's got more in his house.
That's what it looks like. Can you see the faces, the heart?
I see it now. Yeah. It's just on some mind takes. It just looks really weird. It just looks like
Right
a
there.
Lauren.
Jamie.
But anyway, we've just got to take a short break from videos and whatever because it's that time. Hang on, or is it that time yet? Actually, no.
It is.
Hello, we're going to watch another video first because I've got to load it.
Oh, for what?
Stuff happens.
The technology in this program is just amazing. So let's watch another
It
video.
is amazing.
So the news will be after this.
Oh, that
Wow.
was quite the best.
Well done.
I look like
bet
a piece
that
of furniture that hadn't been dusted for 100 years after doing that. I
Karen
was
was,
covered.
Karen was saying about the dust and what. Obviously, you do have to be careful, but I'd say
Yeah.
do it, but don't get too close. I mean, was you zoomed in, Mike, or was you sort of that?
That was. I think I was with it because I used the ×3 camera on the Air 3, and that's a game changer having that camera on there because you don't have to get so close.
No,
Right.
I mean the dust. I
No,
mean,
wait
that's
for the
sort of
dust.
it, but yeah.
I can't believe how big the headers are on combines now. And I grew up on a farm and we had a New Holland, and it had an 18-foot header, and everybody thought that was huge. Well, that John Deere was probably twice that. It's like, gee whiz.
Bob was saying the sort of value of those things are about £500,000. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah.
In 1968, I'll never forget this. In 1968, when my dad bought a brand new New Holland combine, it was $27,000, and he thought that was all the money in the world.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
What
thought
I do now.
I'm not sure, but I think a lot of farmers around here, whether they actually own the combines or they actually hire them out, because let's face it, you only need them for one part of the year.
Yeah, they share them around the different farms.
There's
don't they?
custom cutters. There's people that are custom cutters, and they go from field to field, and
Yeah,
they'll
it's
harvest for you.
That
Yeah.
farmer owns that combine though.
Do they?
Yeah, because I'm in contact with them. They let me know when they're harvesting.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
So what was that wheat, Mike? I mean, it looked weird to me the way it was laying down.
I think it is.
Like,
That is not the music I've put with it, and that says because in the music it's fields of
Barley.
barley, but it's
That's
not
right.
barley. Yes,
No.
it's wheat.
yeah, Sting soundtrack. Very
Yeah.
good.
The thing is, if you get a good rainstorm with a mature crop, it lays it over anyway. But it still has to be cut.
It's terrible.
That being sorted out. I'm just chomping up and sorting it out. Right. Okay. So slightly later than advertised, as I say. But here is the news from Colin.
This week, great news for all you Mini 3 Pro owners out there. There's been an update. I think it's the first one since July of 2023. So here is a comprehensive list of all the updates. Oh, right, okay. That was it then, was it? Another bug fixed? Well, it has had a few bugs. I've been looking around at what other people have been suffering with the Mini 3 Pro, and I've had a few problems as well. The problems I've had is it's been disconnecting when it's not that far away and there's no reason for it to disconnect. I've had the strangest one was that I used it one day and then the next day the video had reverted to normal colour, and I always record in Cine-like on the Mini 3 Pro, and in photos it had gone to 4:3 ratio, and I always take my photos in 16:9, so there was no reason for that. Maybe that was the bug that's been fixed. I won't know until I fly it again. But it's sad to see the Mini 3 Pro not being updated anymore. It was a brilliant drone, it still is a brilliant drone, but it's now obviously in its death throes. The Mini 4 Pro took over and pretty much wiped it out in a way, and now all these rumours about the Mini 5 coming out, that could well be late August, early September, I hope, because I'm definitely going to be getting one. Once that comes out, I can see the Mini 3 Pro being relegated to a legacy drone. It's a shame, but on the plus side, there's an influencer on YouTube who actually stated a few months ago that there will not be a Mini 5, and if there is, he'll eat his hat. So all I can say is start getting your condiments ready. So that's the news for this week. It's Colin Rose for Drone Seekers International.
There we are.
Poor Sean, he's going to be eating that hat.
That 3 Pro only cost him a tenner. He won it, didn't he? He won that on the Hobby Mounts competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
I mean, what you were saying about the Mini 3 Pro, to be honest, I've got a Mini 3 Pro. I never bought a Mini 4 Pro because I didn't really need it. I've got another mini drone. And to be
It's
honest,
got obstacle avoidance, but it doesn't see cables.
I still love the Mini 3 Pro, and I won't be getting rid of it anytime soon. So, yeah, but we'll see. But it says condoms. No, he didn't say condoms, but
Condiments.
condiments.
Salt
Salt,
and pepper.
pepper. Yeah,
Go with Sean's hat.
yeah. So,
Why does Dave say Colin's a bit off the mark? For why?
I don't know, was it out of sync
understand
slightly?
that either. Yeah. I thought his presentation was very clever.
I
Yeah.
thought that was very good.
Love it. We love our roving reporter.
we do
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
We do indeed. He's here to stay. So, right. Okay.
Would you like to do a joke?
So, take it.
Eh?
What? When? It isn't that time yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet. We've got another video.
Oh, you bet, Dave. Obstacle avoidance. You use your eyes, Jackie.
Well,
Oh yeah, because Jackie's got a little story about obstacle avoidance.
I was reversing again. I only hit cables again today.
Yeah.
This time I kept it below the trees because I knew the cables were there. Reversed to get the shot I wanted again. Straight into the cables because one of them was sagging. I can't make it up.
There's nothing worse than a sagger.
So you heard it here first. If Spain have another power outage, blame.
Yeah, it could be. Again, it didn't do too much damage. That side popped off again, which I've kind of almost popped back on, but it's not quite popped back on.
Oh,
I
Jack.
got a little nick out of one of the blades. But
See, Jackie's proving that the
it's all right.
Mini 4 is built of steel. It needs to be
Yeah.
Jackie flying.
Yeah.
You can't really see it on here, but I've got a little bit of flaking.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still not buoyant or waterproof, Jackie, so be careful.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not waterproof. No. You water. Don't worry.
Jackie said, I don't know if you know, Mike, but Jackie's tries to. She doesn't intentionally do it, but she tends to turn drones into submarines.
I got to tell you, at my age, I'm very careful when I talk about saggy things. Though, as you get older, you just don't do it.
Yeah. I found that, Marcus. I really have. Yeah.
Right, okay, let's watch the video.
No, that was
Very
Nice.
nice.
That was a nice flying there, Mike. I recognise some of those places.
Well, they're all built now.
Just
Yeah.
saying, where I don't see where those white houses were. That you got that water. It's actually when we were down there, it was a nice day.
Oh.
People actually,
They were the white ones in this
yeah,
first video. Got
the
you.
white, yeah, the people actually swim in that. There's people swimming in that. Colin was telling me people actually swim there, sort of even sort of, was it you, Mike, telling me people swim there even in cold weather?
Oh, in the winter, they're nuts.
Oh, yeah,
When I see people in, I thought, oh, people actually swimming. They're swimming in that water.
I remember going water skiing on Boxing Day once with my cousin, and I went blue. I weren't in there very long, put it that way.
Well, as you can see that road there, you see where Michael tell you this, that the tide comes up above that road.
Oh wow.
Oh, that if on a real high tide, that'll go up to the bonnet.
The car was
Don't leave your car there, yeah.
people actually left their cars there. Michael,
Yeah.
people left their cars.
If they're good looking, I'll warn them.
If not, he just stands there sniggering, thinking,
Loves, yeah.
"There is the car in the water."
I mean, there are signs down there, but people don't take any notice.
Oh,
I don't notice when I open the door and there's a cod swims out. Oh dear. Anyway, right, we're on for time, so we need to roll another video, and then we've got it's Harry's turn. He looks at me like that.
Wow.
That was good.
As you can see, some beautiful places to fly in our neck of the
Yeah.
wood. Just have
Beautiful day.
to go to them there.
That Kentmill Hall's an amazing place.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked really grand.
It is. I've been around there. Yeah.
it's very nice. Right, okay.
What editing software do you use?
Oh yeah,
That was iMovie.
Oh,
Me-
I
yeah.
used to use iMovie, and then I
Yeah,
went
well,
on to look up Pro.
because it's only a couple of weeks. Well, since I've had that Mavic 4 Pro, I've started, because Colin uses, when we done that cruise ship,
Yeah.
I saw his video and the colours were just amazing. So I've got, what is it, Final Cut Pro now. So
Yeah,
I can
that's
add
what I've
LUTs.
progressed to.
So because I always used to film in normal. Now I'm filming in D-Log M.
Oh, right. I don't do that.
So in case we don't know, Colin and Mike sort of do a lot together, and Colin sort of leads the way, as it were. Right, okay. So the time that we're waiting for, no doubt. So it's this time.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
It's my turn.
It's your turn, sir.
At 85 years of age, Morris married Luann, a lovely 25-year-old. Since her new husband was so old, Luann decides that after their wedding, she and Morris should have separate bedrooms because she's concerned that her new but aged husband may overexert himself if they spend the entire night together. After the wedding festivities, Luann prepares herself for bed, and the expected knock on the door. Sure enough, the knock comes. The door opens, and there is Morris, her 85-year-old groom, ready for action. They unite as one. All goes well. All goes very well. Morris leaves his bride, and she prepares to go to sleep. After a few minutes, Luann hears another knock on her bedroom door, and it's Morris. Again, he's ready for more action. Somewhat surprised, Luann consents for more coupling. When the new lids are done, Morris kisses his bride, bids her a fond good night, and leaves. And she is set to go to sleep again, but as you guessed it, Morris is back again, rapping on the door, and is as fresh as a 25-year-old, ready for more action. And once again, they enjoy each other. But as Morris gets set to leave again, his young bride says to him, "I'm thoroughly impressed that at your age, you can perform so well and so often. I've been with guys less than a third of your age who are only good once. You really are a true good lover, Morris." Morris, somewhat embarrassed, turns to Luann and says, "You mean I've been here before?"
Oh my God.
Terry's Joke of the Week.
You know, Morris.
Forgetful. You get a little forgetful.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, I guess it's got its advantages being forgetful then, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay, let's watch a video.
Oh, that was lovely.
Brilliant job.
Oh, that closing shot above me, looking down.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the music too. That was quite good.
You know that?
That might not have been the original.
Yeah,
It wasn't the original music.
no, but it worked well. It did work well.
I didn't.
Yeah, but we can't use your original music.
No,
Everybody
that's all
else
right.
know what
I
to
understand. It's
Yeah,
just.
Yeah,
It's what
sometimes
I'd just like to put a decent tune to a drone video.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because of copyright rules and whatever, we do have to
Some
change the
things,
music sometime because otherwise YouTube just gets all uppy with us and we just can't be bothered with it all. so
Well, it was a good choice.
right, okay, we're going to watch the video because we're running out of time fast and I want to show all of them. So let's go. There you go.
I can remember doing that because Colin said to me, he goes, you might want to land your drone because the tide is by your feet.
What?
I'm not doing it yet. I haven't finished, but yeah, you got to admit, I love your videos, Mike. They've just got plenty of sort of scope, and using obviously the Vata and the Air Free and the is it the Air Free or the Air 2? Air 2.
Air Free.
Air Free, and yeah. So what can I say? Yeah, so obviously check out Mike's channel. What is your channel, Mike? Is
Drone Boy Aerials.
Drone Boy.
Aerials.
I subscribe.
Drone Boy Aerials. There, so check it out. And obviously, I think Jack and because last time I asked him, he said it was Mike Olley.
Yeah, I thought I'd better put a decent name or something different.
Anyway, look, we've sort of running out of time, but we've got another video to show, so we are going to show the last video. It's filmed none other than a week ago. So, Mike, thanks for joining us. You're nice.
Thank you.
And I'll pop round your house. That wasn't the house I come to, but I'll come in that one. We'll go Okay. So thanks for joining us, everyone. We are going to show another video, so don't go anywhere. Check out Mike's channel, as I say. And that's all I can say from all of us. Thank you very much for joining us. And we'll do it all again next week. Same time, same channel. See you then. Take care.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Good night.